I'm Matthew Keevil, on location in Canada's Yukon territory. Today we're at Western Copper and Gold's casino project with President and CEO Paul West-Sells. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Casinos are a really unique asset in the Yukon. So maybe to lead us off, just a little bit of an introduction to the project.
Yeah, sure. The casino deposit is over 1 billion tons in the reserve, contains 9 million ounces of gold and 4.5 billion pounds of copper. That's just the reserve. In addition to that, there's an inferred resource, another 1.7 billion tons, another 9 million ounces of gold, 5.4 billion pounds of copper. So you look at the size of the overall resource, this is a large, world-class copper deposit.
What does the market sort of look like for development stage companies in the Yukon?
I mean, we're the closest development project to Carmacks. I mean, if you go that way about 30 kilometers, you'll run into the coffee deposit. And the fact that Goldcorp has come into the Yukon really sort of takes away, some of the worries I think that people had that we knew that the Yukon was a great place to build a mine. We knew that the Yukon was a great place to do exploration. Well, now the majors are here. That makes a big difference. With Goldcorp coming in, certainly the interest in the Yukon has gone up considerably.
One of the things that's really interesting about Casino and the site here is you're building quite ambitious road infrastructure with the project. Mm-hmm. And you recently got some potentially good news from the government about that.
The road is a total of about 200 kilometers. And at the beginning of this year in February, the territorial government actually made that application into the National Infrastructure Fund in Ottawa to get that money to build that road. So not only is it to build that first section of road, but they also sort of are going to throw in 30% of that road, the 100 kilometers that we need to build. So that's good. I mean, that's actually money that we had set aside and put into our capital cost that now we don't have to spend.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, Paul, is when you look at the capital expenditures required to build an operation of this size, it's over $2 billion. What's the best way to go about carrying that sort of financial load?
I think the best way and the safest way to bring that forward and the best return for our shareholders is to bring in a strong partner that has some mining experience and develop a project with them.
The other thing that you're in, obviously, is the permitting process in the Yukon. So I just wanted to get a little color from you on where you are in the process.
In the Yukon, the permitting, the environmental assessment is through a local agency, so Yukon. So we're going through a Yukon-based panel review. But the way that I look at this from a sort of 30,000 foot view is that we're about halfway through permitting. We've got about 2.5 years under our belt. We probably have another 2.5 years left. And if you look at projects of this magnitude in Canada, at least, it's about 5 years to get them permitted. We're not going to be any different.
Perfect. Well, thanks again, Paul.
Thank you very much, Matt.
And this is Matthew Keevil on site in the Yukon territory at Western Copper and Gold's casino project with President and CEO Paul West-Sells.